Hi, Cancers, my Cancerians. Welcome to the month of August. You are here. I am here. I promised. I delivered. So, this is what can you expect from my Cancers, whether it's you who are a Cancer or you're dealing with someone who's a Cancer. They call that a cross watcher. And this format I do more in a traditional. I don't do the once upon a time. I do more of a traditional. So, starting at the top, we have the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is never delicate. Okay? The Page of Swords is an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It doesn't have to be those signs in your life. I'm just telling you what the cards are. And pages are messages. And this page is the bull in the china store. Okay. And it comes in, and it usually comes in really fast. And it disturbs your peace, but it's not going to be disturbing your peace in a bad way. But look, I want you to just look at the two cards, like look at those two together. It's funny how like you don't even see it coming. And I feel like you've been isolating yourself. But you're isolating yourself, but to what extent? Because notice there's still a little bit open up there. So you're isolating yourself, but there's a small part of you that still wants something to come to fruition in your life. Now, again, it doesn't have to always be love. It could be a lot of different things. It can be work, friends. It doesn't always have to be love, okay? So now we look at the Eight of Pentacles, and that's the card next to the Page of Swords. And again, you've been isolating yourself to an extent, but you've been concentrating on your work, which has been helpful. It's definitely been helpful, but it's not building other aspects of your life. So you're just sitting there, wash, rinse, repeat. Because I feel you do this because of this. You've been disappointed or you've been hurt. So you decided that, you know what, I'm going to isolate myself, which most people do. They're going to not worry about love, friendships, family, and they're just going to concentrate on what they can control, which is work. A lot of us do that. We're all guilty of that. So I feel like there's something that has been sitting when we go to the Four of Wands now. I feel like there's definitely been something sitting in stagnation. And that could be a few things. It could be a relationship that never completely closed. Excuse me. It could be a friendship. You know what I'm saying? It could be a celebration that was delayed. It's just something wasn't finished. And I say that because when I see the Hangman in here, see him right there? Say, we know who you are. You've been up a tree. And when we see that, we say, something kind of just didn't happen. But it looks like it wants to happen now. Okay? So I want to ask you, though, when we get down to here, for my Cancerians, have you been resisting love? Okay? Now, it doesn't always have to be love. You know what I'm saying? It could be love of a job. It could be a hobby. It could be a side hustle. It could be a new job. Maybe you applied to a job. You didn't get it. So you said, well, I'm just going to stay where I am. I'm never going to try again. I'm not going to put myself out there, because basically this reading is about you being leery of putting yourself out there, and only you know where you would put yourself. If you follow me, like if you're not putting yourself out there in romance, if you're not doing it for jobs, just anything, social media. Maybe you started social media and then you said, you were not getting the results you wanted. You felt bad. You came off of it. You were disappointed, stuff like that. So I feel like you're almost falling. When I see the Ace of Cups, I feel like you're almost falling back in love with life. I feel something comes in, okay? Some message comes in, and gives you this reawakening sort of thing. Now, I'm not saying, it could be a lot of different messages, but I'm just going to leave it at that. A message comes in and it awakens you again. And sometimes we need that, We're all the same. If someone tells you they're different, they're full of crap. Because too, excuse me, I just pray for those wildfires in Canada and where my location is, just side note for whenever you see this video, the air quality is so bad, just so bad. It is totally orange outside. And I'm an asthmatic, and let me tell you something. I have been sucking on that inhaler. All right. So when we get to the magician says, use everything you've learned. So it didn't work the first time. Okay, that's okay. So now you're smarter for when the second time comes around. You know that you can head it off at the pass, So I think by the end of the month, you're going to be pretty grateful for your peace that was disturbed. At first, you're not, but then you're going to say, this was the best thing that ever happened for me and to me. So that's it, my Cancerians. I hope you enjoyed this message. It looks very promising for you for August. And leave your comments. If you don't subscribe, please subscribe. I'm losing my voice. And everybody, have a great day.